Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Grab a coffee, grab a drink. We're gonna be talking about the very exciting Louis Vuitton beauty launch. Get cozy, we may be here for a while because I'm gonna be doing a full face of makeup. Nothing new. I'm using products that I own in my collection that are part of Project Pan, because I am testing out the new Merit cleanser. It's a bioface cleanser, much like their serum. And this is supposedly breaks down sunblock. You don't have to double cleanse. And as somebody who double cleanses normally all the time, because I wear makeup every day, I'm really excited to see this, because this is called the Great Skin Double Cleanse Face Wash. So I will be putting it to the test and I will report back, letting you guys know, not in this video, I literally just got this in the mail. I will be reporting back to you as to my overall thoughts on this product. I mean, since I have it here, I might as well show you what it looks like. You have this pump situation and it pumps out into a foam. There are very, very few things in the Merit line that I dislike. Usually everything they do it very well. So I have really high hopes for this, because if this really does double cleanse my skin as well as what I usually do now, which is I will go in with baby soap first, and then I will go in with one of my regular cleansers. Could sometimes have exfoliating properties sometimes. If that cuts out one of those steps, then it really, really does double cleanse without stripping my skin and really does get my makeup off. We're gonna be a business. Okay. I am gonna be mentioning what I'm using as I'm going, but because this video is to talk about the new Louis Vuitton beauty line that's coming out, I'm not gonna put emphasis on like my makeup. You know, I'm not gonna be zooming in and stuff like that. It's gonna be a little chatty, quick, get ready. And I say quick, that's subjective. You and I both know it's never gonna be quick. We're gonna be here for a little bit. Grab a snack. By the way, if you haven't seen my shorts of the new Nespresso pods, this new pod, it's called, again, French, I'm the worst, Café Gieux, I think that's how you pronounce it. It has notes of cereal and caramel. Delicious. It's way better than their golden caramel pod that's part of the permanent line. Of course, this new yellow pod has to be limited edition, but it's really good. If you like a good caramel coffee that's not too sweet, not too bitter, this is it. Delicious. I'll be using my Chanel Ultra Latent Ultra Wear All Day Flawless Foundation, color BD31. Am I doing this full face of makeup to test out, to start testing out the Merit soap? Yes, I am. Yeah, I'm gonna test it out in many different ways. That's usually what I do before I sit down and I film anything for you guys and I review any products. I really do like to test it out to the best of my abilities. So there has been a lot of controversy with this launch with Louis Vuitton because of the price. The prices are astronomical. The lipstick's $160. The eyeshadow is $260 if I'm not mistaken. And then there are the smaller leather goods that came out with the line to house the lipsticks. You can hang it on your handbag. It's like a beautiful case for the brushes, you know, all the things. I don't hear too much of, too many people talking about, how crazy priced the small leather goods are. People are really focusing on the lipsticks, and the eyeshadows, and I think the refill for the lipstick is like $60 or something like that. And you know, people are outraged to say the least. I've been in that comment section, and there are very few people who are like, yes, I'm 100% on board. Listen, I'm obviously, this is a very friendly environment. Please feel free, you know, to leave your opinions, your feedback, your comment down below, but please remain respectful, because at the end of the day, it's none of our business how people choose to spend their money, right? Personally, for myself, I think that personally for myself, I think that the collection is elegant. It's very elegantly done. It's not a plastic vessel. Everything is like brass and maybe stainless steel, you know, so you're not getting plastic anywhere, which to me still doesn't justify the price. It's refillable. The vessels look really well done. That is elegance at its finest. And if we're gonna be honest with ourselves, if we're going to look at different luxury beauty brands and their vessels and we're gonna compare, I haven't held the Louis Vuitton ones in my hand, but if there is no plastic from what the pictures are, and people who already have it because it launched earlier in different countries say it's very weighty and it feels very substantial. So I think that Louis Vuitton, you know, took luxury to another, you know, level when it came to design. By the way, I'm using my Bare Minerals Mineral Veil setting powder, because if you look at Chanel, you look at Dior and many other luxury brands, everything's plastic. So was it well executed from the pictures, those vessels? Yes. We're not even talking about formula yet. Yes, it was. I think that they did a great job. And of course, Pat McGrath, you know, leading that whole team, I think that they set a new bar for how luxury vessels should be created in the luxury beauty space. That's just my 2 cents. To my eye, a Chanel or Dior quad sitting next to a Louis Vuitton quad, just from the pictures, I can tell you that the Louis Vuitton one looks way nicer, way more elegant, is way more elevated. So yes, I can see that it's nicer. Am I gonna pay $260 for it? No. Not because I can't afford it. And like I said, if that is subjective, if that price seems okay with you, that's perfectly fine. You do you. Do what you want with your money. That is the best thing about the beauty world, right? There are no rules. Okay? You buy what you feel makes you happy, and you think it's a great formula for you and it works and all the things, right? I'm not buying it because personally for myself, I have to draw the line somewhere. And at the end of the day, it's not a handbag. A handbag is something, or leather good, right? Because Louis Vuitton is a fashion house. They create luxury goods. You can pass those down. Those last forever. You know, there's essentially not an expiration date. This is makeup. Makeup's always gonna have an expiration date. It's not gonna last forever. And there's a couple of things that concern me with that. Since makeup is not something that you can keep for years to come, what you're gonna keep are the vessels, right? Why am I going to spend a large sum of money? And I am somebody who pans a lot of my makeup. So you and I both know, especially those of you who've been following me for a long time, is that I have no qualms panning a quad, okay? And buying that refill. But how many of us are really gonna do that? How many of us really pan eyeshadow like that? Yeah. So, okay, yeah, that's great. It's refillable. Charlotte Tilbury Bronze and Glow palette. So, am I gonna spend $260 on a quad that I may not pan within my lifetime? Right? If I was not doing YouTube, because the only reason I pan so many products is because I do YouTube. And I wanna be clear, at the end of the day, if you guys really want me to review the Louis Vuitton line, I'll do it. But I have to have an astronomical amount of comments in the comment section asking me to review this. And even then, I may only pick up a quad and a lipstick, not a lip balm. Not doing the lip balm. I'm not doing the lip balm. That's a hard pass. That's a hard limit for me. I'm not doing a lip balm. No. And it has to be a unanimous vote, and the only reason I would even purchase it is because you guys want to see it. That's it. I literally could never sit here and tell you guys, as somebody who has tried many different makeup formulas, that any makeup formula or product or whatever will ever be $260 or $160. Now, this was clearly targeted at obviously the ultra rich, which there is a demographic for that. They may not be the majority, but there is. And there are people who are gonna buy this, and there are people that are very excited about this, and Milk makeup primer. And that's perfectly fine, honestly. More power to you. I mean, hey, if I had endless amounts of money, I'd probably buy it too, right? It's no sweat off my back, right? But like I said, I'm not buying it because I can't afford it. I'm buying it because that's where I kindly, you know, draw the line. As a consumer, the message that I'm trying to send is that I don't think that I find it appropriate for myself only, to spend, I can't justify it, spend that amount of money on something that's gonna expire. And then what am I left with? A beautiful empty vessel? But nobody can guarantee that I'm gonna be able to pass that down to my daughter. Nobody can guarantee that. You know why? Because we don't know how long the Louis Vuitton beauty line is gonna last. We don't know that. We don't know if, much like Guerlain, they're gonna decide to change the vessel. And then now we have this beautiful vessel we can never use again, because you can't use that vessel with any other refill. It's specifically designed to exclusively be used with the Louis Vuitton lipsticks. Have we not been there before? That's why I haven't bought anything from Guerlain. Ever since they did that, I refuse to purchase anything from Guerlain. I have two beautiful Guerlain lipstick cases that I have two lipsticks left that I hope to pan by the end of this year, and then I'll never be able to use those vessels again. Isn't that nice? I'm using the Chanel blush in 260 Alazane. This is the original formula. Again, also part of my project pan. Now, did Chanel not come out with a coffret that housed a glass lipstick and like three refills? She did. She did. And I purchased it. I do. I haven't even shown it to you guys because I've been busy. I did. I bought it for my birthday last year, and I bought it during a Bloomingdale's event where you got $25 back for every $100 that you spent, and I had $75 in Bloomingdale notes. So I ended up spending like $180 on that coffret. Would I have paid full price for it? No. I only did it because if there was a sale, there was a deal. But do I think that those lipsticks are any different than the Louis Vuitton line? Yes, in certain aspects. And I'll tell you why. Chanel Beauty is not new to the game. They've been around for a really long time. So there's a much higher probability that I'll be able to pass that vessel down to my daughter because Chanel Beauty has been around for a really long time. The formula of those lipsticks are great. I can't deny that. But do I think it's worth its full price? No. But even at that price, it came with an acrylic case that had a mirror. You got two lipstick cases. You got the one that came with whatever lipstick you chose, and then it came with another one in the coffret that you got to choose from, plus your three refills. So yes, we're comparing it to Louis Vuitton. Is it a little bit more economical? Yeah, but I still didn't pay full price for it. Louis Vuitton Beauty is gonna be sold only at Louis Vuitton for now. Will it come to other retailers? We don't know. We don't know. So, you know, I'm just kind of giving you my 2 cents on this as to how I've rationalized this and why I'm choosing not to buy it. And this is not, I am not judging any of you who want to buy this. I'm not. Do you? And I will be watching the videos of the people who buy it and wear it, because I don't have a problem with that. If that's what you want to spend your money on, great. I support you no matter what. Natasha Denona highlighter in Pastel Pexi Glow. I think that's what this is called. I personally just am not going to be buying it. I don't think that, I don't even feel good. I don't even feel good spending that money on makeup, you know? So that's, you know, some of the reasons why I'm not purchasing it is, yeah, that's great. Beautiful vessel, and you know, you can pass it down and it's more of an heirloom, but it's too new for me to even start thinking about passing something down to my daughter, you know? Because I think Guerlain traumatized us a little bit, you know? All Feisty was actually very salty about that too. We have all these beautiful vessels from Guerlain that we can never use again. I don't know if that's gonna happen with Louis Vuitton. I don't know. I don't know. So at the end of the day, I'm spending an astronomical amount of money on a product that's gonna expire because I can't pass the makeup down itself to my daughter. I can only purchase it at Louis Vuitton. You're always gonna pay full price, and there's no guarantee that these refills are gonna stay in production for years to come. So with all that uncertainty, I unfortunately will not be reviewing the Louis Vuitton makeup line. I am using the MAC eyeshadow palette in warm neutrals ×15. And Look, I've hit pan on several eyeshadow colors. Now let's flip the page to the small leather goods that I'm interested in, because obviously I'll be bringing my own lipsticks to the store. I'm curious to see if those small leather goods can house my other luxury lipsticks. Because if that's the case, then sure, I'll pick one of those up. I own quite, not a lot, I mean, I have a very curated luxury handbag collection, which I know you guys want to see, and I will do a video, I promise. I just, you know, I go in order, gotta work with my time. And Louis Vuitton leather goods hold up very well. I've never had a problem. I don't baby my bags. I really do put them through the ringer. I've had my Louis Vuitton Neverfull for 9 years. She's still thriving. She's still thriving. I've had my Louis Vuitton key fob that I feel has taken the biggest hit out of all of the luxury goods that I own from Louis Vuitton. My girl's still going strong. She's still going strong. And she lives in my handbag, just rolling around in there with all the crap I put in there. I have a toddler, like the things that make it in there. So yeah, I have full confidence in the Louis Vuitton leather goods. Why? They've stood the test of time. I've used them. I've enjoyed them. They're very durable. And that is something that I will be able to pass down to my daughter. So the small leather goods is something that I actually may pick up. We'll see, especially that cute little trunk. But there's also that possibility that those leather goods may have been so specifically made that they can only house the Louis Vuitton lipsticks. I don't know, we'll see. I have to check if my local boutique is going to be getting them. Now, as far as the makeup brushes go, I unfortunately have not had good luck with natural hair brushes, which in the beauty community we all know are pretty much higher priced than synthetic hair brushes, for all the obvious reasons. You know, it's made with natural hair and all that stuff. I have not had good luck with those, you know, natural haired brushes, which is why I mainly stick with synthetic hair brushes. And I've been using synthetic hair brushes for a really long time that are very decently priced. So again, do I think that it's worth spending tons of money on brushes? No, because that has been my experience. Now, of course, those of you who are major Fude fans, I get that. You know, you guys know that there's a difference. You guys prefer it for all the reasons that are very valid, by the way. I just personally haven't had good luck with Fude brushes. I cannot say that a Fude brush, like a natural haired brush, is better than my BK Beauty brushes. I can't. And I know that's blasphemy. I know that all my natural haired girlies are gonna be like up in arms. Don't leave me your hate comments, okay? I'm just telling you what my experience has been. Unfortunately, I haven't had a good run with natural haired brushes. You know, I'm not saying that the ones that I own are bad. I'm just saying they're not better and as durable as my synthetic brushes. And doing YouTube, I need to have durable brushes, you know? I don't have like an astronomical collection of brushes. I do have a lot more than the average person, obviously, because I have this channel. But I like, compared to all the other YouTubers out there, I have a very conservative collection of makeup brushes. So going in with my Bobbi Brown eyeshadow stick, this is in the color Opal. This is one of her kind of like sparkly duochrome shades. Let me show you. It's really pretty. I'm gonna be using this as a topper. Isn't that pretty? So yes, you may catch me picking up one of the small leather goods. We'll see. I'm sure those small leather goods are gonna sell out immediately. Let's see how long it takes for them to restock. Did the thought come across my mind like, oh, I should pick up something from the Louis Vuitton line, because the beauty line, because it's gonna give me a lot of views and it'll help my channel like grow a little bit? I did think about that, but I don't feel good. I don't feel good about spending that amount of money on makeup. I don't. And that's just a personal thing, you know. It has nothing to do with anybody else. And sure, I'm still excited about the line. I'm super excited to see the content creators that are gonna pick this up and review it for you guys. Of course, I'm excited, but two things can exist at once. You can be excited about a makeup drop and, you know, still know that it's not for you, if that makes sense. Now the color stories, let's talk about those for the eyeshadow palettes. I also didn't think the color stories were revolutionary. Again, only from the pictures, I didn't see any duochrome shades. Again, I could be wrong because we've only seen pictures of this, but from the pictures I don't see a revolutionary color story. Okay, I see the same color story we see across the board with Chanel, Dior, Hermes. So I'm not gonna lie, I was expecting the Pat McGrath pizzazz. And I don't feel like the color stories gave us that, you know? I was expecting for those quads to have at least one shade that was that very special Pat McGrath formula, which is something that you could tell even in a picture. You guys know what I'm talking about. I'm using the Too Faced brow gel in the color soft brown. So again, that was another thing where I was like, okay. And then the lipsticks, there's 55 lipsticks because the Louis Vuitton Roman numeral is, you know, 55. So there's 55 lipsticks. I think it's great that they have such a large option for us. But again, it's lipstick. Okay, for eyes, I used my Chanel eyeliner. This one is pretty much gonna be gone this week. This is like a blue eyeliner, but look, I'm literally down to the nub right there. And I used my Bare Minerals Strength and Length Serum Infused Mascara. This is a really good mascara and I don't hear a lot of people talking about it. This is definitely gonna be a repurchase for me. For lips, I'm gonna be using the Merit Lip Liner in the color Capricorn. This came part of that Sephora nude lipstick set that I did a shorts on for you guys. It's a really pretty deep brown lip liner, and I just picked up this Merit shade Slick Sheen in the color Tabby. Look at this beautiful brown. Has like this very slight shimmer to it. I picked it up when I placed the order for the face soap. And so we're gonna put these on. By the way, the Merit lip liners are amazing, are amazing. I love how easy it glides onto the lips. You can shear them out if you want to. There's no tugging. I love how luxurious the packaging feels. It's like this smooth gold. And the way that it slides up and down is super smooth. Again, like very well executed. I'm currently in the process of trying to own every single color in this lip liner. I love them, even the deeper shades. Like this Capricorn, I would have never in a million years worn this color, because usually with regular lip liner colors, it's just too deep on me. But I feel like most Merit products, you have a lot of range with their lipsticks and lip liners. If you want just a sheer color, you can. If you want to build it up, you can. Oh, I love this tabby color for fall. By the way, for those of you who don't know, I know most of you do know, I do have a Merit affiliate link in the comment section should you choose to use it to shop. Merit's one of the few brands that works with me. I'm a very small channel, so I'm eternally grateful that they think I have anything to offer them. Truly, very humbling. I love these new Shade Slick sheens. The shimmer is super subtle, but it's there. It's not gritty, and it's not very prominent. But these lip liners, these I will own in every single color. Anyways, back to the subject at hand. And the last thing that I want to say is that by not purchasing, I want to send a message that I don't think it's okay to charge that amount of money on a beauty product, on makeup. That's just my personal choice. What that tells other beauty brands is that they also can charge us whatever they want, regardless of quality, regardless of, it's almost like I feel like as a consumer, I'm being taken advantage of, you know? It is a trend. So they're seeing how far they can push the envelope. And I'm just saying, we're not gonna push it that far. You know, not for me personally. I'm not okay with that. You know, there's also not a certain amount of money I'm willing to spend even on Chanel. I didn't pick up any of the holiday quads. I'm not spending $86 on an eyeshadow quad with an embossing that's going to be gone in 2 seconds. That's not something that I feel okay doing. Do I care or judge any of you who love that? No way. No way. You do you. How exciting. I watched all the videos, all the swatch videos. I watched all the excitement. I watched and commented and saw all the people excited who picked up their quads and they're super happy with it. That's great. I just personally can't justify it for myself, and that's a personal thing. But yes, I also am trying not to send that, you know, message where, you know, hey, you guys, you can just charge us whatever you want and we'll buy it because I'm paying for your name brand. I mean, at the end of the day, we're still paying for the name brand even at the prices we have now, okay? Because a Chanel eye quad, the formula is great, don't get me wrong. Chanel has great formulations in a lot of products. I've been using them for years. But do I think it's worth the amount of money they currently charge now? No. I'm paying for the name. We all are. When it comes to luxury goods, we are paying for a name. As long as we're, so I just want to be clear, okay? We're always going to be paying for a name, all right? If the Louis Vuitton vessel did not have the Louis Vuitton logo on it, we wouldn't even be having this conversation. At the end of the day, we're paying for a name, and you do with it what you will. So yes, I will not be reviewing that line. However, super excited for those of you who choose to pick it up, and leave me a comment down below once you get it. Tell me if it's amazing. Tell me if you love it. Tell me if it's worth every penny. I want to hear it all. I'm excited for you. Really, I am. And be kind to one another in the comment section, okay? Just remember, you know, that we all like different things, and what's worth it in luxury land, because I can't even say luxury beauty, okay? That's very subjective. I have seen, you know, not so nice comments in a lot of different YouTuber platforms, and you know, just be kind. Well, yes, I won't be reviewing it for that reason. And again, like I said, if you all as a community come together and you're like, look, I know that nothing's ever going to be worth this amount of money, but we really want to see this in action, I will do it. But I will only do one eyeshadow quad and one lipstick. Also, let's touch upon, before we end this video, the makeup formula or quality. Yes, I have high expectations because Pat McGrath is involved, and it's a luxury beauty brand. I always have really high expectations from well-known makeup artists and well-known luxury brands, as we should, for what they're charging us. And I'm a stickler, especially my friends who really know me. I am a stickler when it comes to luxury brands, and you guys have seen my comments about the holiday Chanel release from last year. You guys saw how disappointed I was, and videos before that, the comments that I had made, like I stopped buying. You know, those of you who have been here from the beginning, you've seen all of the Chanel luxury beauty products that I have reviewed on my channel and demoed for you guys, and you have seen that I have strayed away from that, because when the quality is not there, I'm not going to invest the money. How can I get on here and tell you to invest your money and tell you that it's great? And you know, I can't. So, and I don't spend my money where I don't feel like the quality is not there. And that goes across the board, even with luxury goods, you know? So I do have high expectations because I'm paying for what you're telling me is perfection. So yes, I demand perfection, and really good quality. So I do think that, I have no doubt that the makeup formula is going to be amazing because, you know, it's Pat McGrath. But I still don't think that it's ever going to be worth the amount of money, you know, they're charging. Just case in point, I don't buy Hermes. Not because I don't think that their color stories are beautiful. I think that it's beautiful. If there's just a certain amount of money I'm not willing to spend on makeup, it has a shelf life. It's not eternal. It's not gonna be forever. It's not an heirloom, you know? So those are the things that I take into consideration in when I buy luxury beauty products. That completes this video. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for sitting with me through this and chatting. I do want to hear your feedback. Don't be afraid, okay? Just because of leaving, you know, your comments of your excitement and what you're gonna pick up. I'm really excited to hear that. I really want to hear that. I am beyond the moon to see what you guys decide to pick up. Tell me all about it. And you will see me in the comment section of a lot of beauty creators that we all seem to follow, because you guys will be like, oh my gosh, Isabel, you guys will message me in the comments when I leave a comment, you know, whether it's All Feisty or Michelle Wong, Abby Bliss White, Hey It's Jacqueline, Sophia Sees Beauty. Sometimes I'm able to attend her lives for a little bit because they're a little bit long, so I don't have to work the next day. And you guys will be like, oh my gosh, Isabel, how are you? So we tend to like a lot of the same creators that, you know, review these luxury beauty brands. And so you'll see me in the comment section. I'm really excited to see what people pick up and what they like and what they think of the formula itself. And if I pick up any of the small leather goods, I will let you guys know. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram. That's the only other platform I'm currently active on. I thank you so much for your time and for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. I will see you guys next time. Bye.